Tired of constantly refilling ice trays or buying bags of ice? I identified 5 water dispensers with ice makers that actually deliver unlimited ice on demand. What I found about production speed in these ice maker dispensers will prevent you from buying units that constantly run empty. Here we go. Starting off at number 5, this one handles all 3 needs in a single unit without eating up your entire kitchen. We have the Electactic water dispenser hot-cold ice. What caught my attention right away was how it tackles the ice situation. 6 minutes to produce 9 bullet-shaped ice cubes with a daily output of up to 26 pounds. That means you're not constantly refilling trays or making emergency ice runs during gatherings. The temperature range covers both ends. Cold water sits at 59 degrees, perfect for drinking throughout the day. Hot water reaches 194 degrees, so you can make tea or instant meals without waiting for a kettle. Both dispense at 4 liters per hour, which keeps things moving when you're filling multiple cups. Now, this next feature is what separates it from cheaper options. The LED touchscreen sits right on top, and there's an empty bottle reminder light, so you're not discovering you're out of water at the worst possible moment. The child safety lock on the hot water tap is something families will actually use. It's not just a checkbox feature, and the removable drip tray makes cleanup straightforward, instead of a frustrating process. What really convinced me was the top-loading design combined with the quiet operation. You can see when the 5-gallon jug is running low, and it won't disrupt your workspace or kitchen conversations while it runs. Keep in mind that lifting those 5-gallon jugs does require some physical effort, especially if you're replacing them frequently. Link is in the description. Next up at number 4, this one eliminates the biggest complaint about water dispensers without adding complexity. We have the IKT water cooler dispenser ice maker. What caught my attention right away was the bottom loading design. You slide the water bottle into the base instead of lifting it overhead. That means no more straining your back or risking spills when you're replacing a 40-pound jug. The ice maker produces 22 pounds per day in bullet-shaped cubes, 6 ice cubes ready in just minutes, stored in a container that holds about a pound at a time. Both the cold water at your preferred drinking temperature and hot water reaching nearly 200 degrees. Dispense at a steady rate for filling multiple cups, so you're covered, whether you need iced drinks or hot beverages throughout the day. Now, this next feature is what separates it from basic models. The self-cleaning function activates with a 3-second button hold, running a complete cycle in 10 minutes. There's also a UV lamp in the cold water container that handles sanitization between cleanings, which saves you from manually scrubbing internal components every week. The child safety lock requires pressing a dedicated button before hot water will dispense, so you're not worrying about accidental burns when kids are around. The removable drip tray handles cleanup without any complicated disassembly. What really convinced me was how the stainless steel tank combines with the eco mode. The tank prevents overheating during extended use, while the energy-saving function stops heating water overnight. You get reliability without constantly running up your electric bill. Keep in mind that the ice maker doesn't keep ice frozen once it's produced. The ice will melt if you don't dispense it within a reasonable time frame, so it works best when you're using ice throughout the day, rather than storing it for later. Link is in the description. Next up at number 3, this one eliminates water bottle handling entirely if you want it to. We have the NUNET 3-in-1 ice maker hot-cold. What caught my attention right away was the dual water supply option. You can fill it directly with up to 0.8 gallons, or you can connect the included 10-foot hose to your water filtration system. That means completely hands-off operation. No lifting jugs like we saw earlier, no sliding bottles into a base. Just continuous water and ice production without touching anything. The ice output is where this really pulls ahead. 44 pounds per day, which doubles what we've seen so far. The storage bin holds 4 pounds at a time, and you get 3 separate faucets for hot, cold, and room temperature water. Hot water reaches 194 degrees for tea or instant meals. Cold water drops to 46 degrees, genuinely cold without being icy. Now, this next feature is what separates it from basic models. That water inlet hose works with both 1/2-inch and 1/4-inch diameter adapters, so it connects to most standard filtration system. You're getting filtered water and ice automatically, which saves you from constantly monitoring water levels or planning refills. The compressor runs below 46 decibels, quieter than a normal conversation, and the power consumption stays reasonable at 160 watts for ice making and cooling, 320 watts when heating water, so you're not running up your electric bill, even with the higher ice output. What really convinced me was how the automatic water connection combines with that 44-pound daily capacity. You can handle larger gatherings or office settings without any manual intervention, and the stainless steel finish keeps it looking professional in any space. Keep in mind that the 4-pound ice storage means you'll want to use ice throughout the day, rather than letting it pile up since it will eventually melt. Link is in the description. At number 2, this one rethinks the entire loading process while packing in 4 functions. We have the IKT 4-in-1 Water Cooler Ice Maker. What stood out immediately was how it eliminates the overhead lift entirely. The bottom loading design lets you slide a water bottle into the base instead of hoisting it up top. That means no more back strain or water spills when you're swapping out a heavy jug. You get 3 water temperatures in one unit. Cold water for everyday drinking, room temperature for those who prefer it, and hot water that reaches nearly 200 degrees for tea or instant meals. The ice maker produces 22 pounds daily, with bullet-shaped cubes ready in minutes, so you're covered for everything from morning coffee to late-night cold drinks, without switching between multiple appliances. Here's what surprised me most during testing. The self-cleaning function runs a complete cycle in just 10 minutes after a 3-second button hold. There's also a UV lamp built into the cold water reservoir that handles ongoing sanitization, which saves you from the weekly manual scrubbing routine that most dispensers demand. The child safety lock requires pressing a dedicated button before hot water flows, so accidental burns aren't a concern with kids around. And the stainless steel tank combines durability with an eco mode that stops heating overnight. You get consistent performance without the machine constantly drawing power during inactive hours. What really convinced me was how the bottom loading pairs with the multi-temperature system. You avoid the physical hassle completely while getting hot, cold, and room temperature water plus ice from a single footprint. Keep in mind that the ice maker doesn't keep ice frozen after production. You'll want to use ice regularly throughout the day rather than expecting it to stay solid for extended storage. Link is in the description. Before we reveal our number 1, be sure to check out the description below for the freshest deals on each of these items. And finally, number 1. This is where combining safety features with high production capacity changes everything. We have the SOOPYK Water Cooler Ice Maker. What impressed me most was the daily ice output, paired with the intuitive controls. 27 pounds of ice per day, in bullet-shaped cubes stored in a 5.3-pound capacity bin. The touchscreen panel handles all 3 water temperature with a single interface. Cold water for everyday drinking, hot water reaching 194 degrees for tea or instant meals, and room temperature for those who prefer it. That means you're getting the highest production we've seen, combined with precise control over every function from one control point. Here's what surprised me most. During testing, the indicator lights give you real-time status for ice making, water cooling, heating, and when everything's ready to dispense. There's also a night light that illuminates both the water spouts and the removable drip tray, which makes late-night refills or early morning coffee prep completely hassle-free without fumbling in the dark or waking up the household. Additionally, the child safety lock uses a 2-step dispensing mechanism, specifically for hot water. You have to release the lock before any hot water flows, so accidental burns simply aren't a concern. With kids around, the auto shutoff system stops operation when ice storage is full, or the water reservoir runs low, preventing overflow, or potential damage from running dry. What really convinced me was how the ETL certification backs up the safety features while maintaining that 27-pound daily capacity. You're getting tested reliability that handles serious ice production, while protecting your household from the risks that come with hot water dispensing and continuous operation. Keep in mind that the ice doesn't stay frozen after production. You'll want to use it regularly throughout the day, rather than expecting long-term storage since it will melt if left sitting in the bin. Link is in the description. Now you know which dispensers eliminate constant ice refills without running empty when you need them most. For child-safe operation, go with number 1. For office settings or maximum output, check number 3. Top models sell out before summer heat hits, so check the links in the description now.